Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Suññato lokang avekkassu Mogharaja sada sato. Attanuditting uhacca evaṁ maccu tarosiya. Evaṁ lokang avekkhantaṁ maccu rajana passati iti. So we yesterday started to discuss about some background story related to this verse. One ascetic belonging to the Bavari, actually Bavari being the great teacher, and he's asking his students to go and meet the Buddha and ask various questions through the mind, and then Buddha is going to answer the questions through words. And one of them is this Venerable Mogharaja, and the Mogharaja name itself is Mogha, typically means empty. Anyway, so this particular person, Mogharaja, is asking the question. The question is, Katang lokang avekkantang maccu rajana passati. So, the one who sees the world, how one would see the world, so that he may not being traced, not being recognized by the maccu raja, means the mara, maybe the death we can say. So in other terms, he is asking what is the best way of living, so that you are not being caught by the death, you are not being caught by the mara, the evil one. Then Buddha answered it as the Suññato lokang avekkassu Mogharaja sada sato. The one who is looking at the world as empty with continuous mindfulness, sada sato. Attanuditting uhacca, that the self-view has uprooted. Evaṁ maccu tarosiya. Evaṁ lokang avekkantang maccu rajana passati. So if one is capable of doing like that, that means without any kind of self-view, looking at the world as empty, then he won't be traced by the mara. So in other terms, we have to have certain requirements that we have to establish this kind of a right view, proper view. So one thing is, typically we have a self-view. Typically we are manifesting as a person, as we discussed even during the question and answer session. So we have different way of manifestation. Because of our education, we are being developed a self-view. Because of our cultural upbringing, we have some self-view. Say education is causing like that. Our relatives, maybe our properties, wealth, etc., etc. All these things, whatever the belongings, whatever the cultural status, whatever the social status, family background, family status, designations, many areas are there for us to recognize as a person. On top of that, we have an identity card, we have a passport, office identity, campus identity. So many things are there for us to show that I am so and so. So all these things indicates that I am an individual. So I have my own rights, human rights, social rights. So many rights are there. So we have rites and rituals also. That is also there. So somehow we are identifying, recognizing, I am an important person. I am a VIP. So while keeping all these things in our mind, we are looking at the world. So then we expect kind of a respect. Then we expect some sort of a status. I should be recognized, I should be respected. Or I should be given a position. All these things. A lot of expectations are also there. Now, when we are continuing like this, so if someone threatening that positions, if someone is accusing us, belittling us, neglecting us, then we really hurt. As we discussed, because of our ego being threatened. our acquisitions being threatened. But on the other hand, if one is disclaiming all these acquisitions, not allowing the mind to getting deluded by these, not allowing the mind to get tricked, then hardly we may get into this kind of a trouble. So as we probably have understood, that one occasion monks have gone through some difficult situation because of the various threats, abusive words of the other people. Actually, because of Queen Magandhia's persuasion, so there are some bandits, so they start accusing and threatening, abusing the Sangha. At that time, the members of the Sangha were going through Pindapata, so these people start abusing. The Sangha got really shocked by hearing all this, and they come and complain to the Buddha, we better leave this city. And one interesting verse at that time Buddha uttered is that because of these acquisitions, and again you see that they are there, they are individuals, they are people, they are, say, civilians, or they are bandits, they are beings, and you yourself identify as you are Sangha, you are member, you are worthy, you are, say, samana. So likewise we give a lot of names, identifications, and when you look at in that way, from an angle of self-view, then you are going to suffer. But if you don't have that kind of a view, then there is no way of touching that abusations or accusations, abuse. There is no one to touch those. Pusayum passa upading paticca nirupading kena pusanti passa. Pusanti passa upading paticca. So all these contacts happen because you have something, you have someone. Someone is available, something is available. So when they are putting various accusations, so there is someone, they are to acknowledge that. There is something that you need to protect. So all these accusations, abuse, have hit based upon that thing, that someone. But if that thing and that one is not available, then where is going to hit? Nirupading kena puseyum passa. So the Buddha's question is, if there is no that kind of acquisition, upadi, as we like discuss in the afternoon, say when you have all these different attributes preparing a self, suppose you remove all these attributes. When someone is accusing, when someone is abusing, when someone is blaming, where those blames, accusations go and hit? Nowhere, no place. So you don't recognize you as an independent person. You don't recognize you as an individual. So one interesting situation happened when one Arahant, great Arahant called Adhimutta, he is going through the wilderness, wild forest. And he being caught by bandits, say thieves. And they want to kill him and do a kind of a sacrifice to whatever the god. And now they are going to kill him. At that time so typically when say thieves are, say they come and catch a person, so they being trembled. They become really fearful. They start crying, screaming, because they know, these people are really bad people. They are with weapons. I am in great trouble. So he's going to please help me. So they are crying, screaming. But this great Arahant, he was not troubled. He was not shocked. Even though these bandits are available, say thieves are available with sharp weapons, and they now have caught, he just remained calm. And that composure or that remaining, that calmness, serenity available with that Arahant has puzzled the chief of the bandit. He's asking, how are you maintaining this kind of a posture, this kind of a demeanor, this kind of a attitude? And he's giving a very beautiful answer that's available in Adhimutta Theragata. Tinakatta samang lokang yada panyaya passati mamattang so asangvindang natti me tina sochati. Tinakatta samang lokang. So I am looking at this world, I look at the whole thing as grass and wood. The whole world I look at as grass and wood. Yada panyaya passati, not that because he is crazy, but through the wisdom. Through wisdom he see everything as just grass and wood. There is nothing substantial. Mamattang so asangvindang natti me na sochati. And he don't find anything as me, myself. And when we find nothing is available for me, nothing is available as myself, sometimes what happens, so I feel kind of wrecked. I feel completely bankrupt. So that is a typical situation. Say you are a person who are with lot of wealth. Suppose there is something happen, maybe flood happen, maybe fire happen, maybe a tsunami happen. Everything washed out, everything burnt. You were a millionaire few hours ago, but you have nothing right now. Then what happened to you? You collapse, completely collapse. Because you had lot of things, but you have nothing. So you are worried, you are crying, you are asking why this happened to me, what is going on? Please God, why are you doing this to me? So likewise we completely collapse. So that is the typical nature. You can see, say in 2004, when the tsunami happened, say many people came to that situation. They had everything, quite wealthy. After the tsunami hit, within hours, nothing is available. Complete house washed away, all the vehicles washed away, relatives washed away, children washed away, parents washed away. Nothing is available. At that time, so they become completely depressed. They become no one. They become beggars. They become refugees. So their mentality become zero. And they collapse. And as a result of that, they are crying and completely depressed. But here, Venerable Adhimutta is telling the same thing. He don't feel that he has anything. Nothing is available for him. There is nothing to identify with. Not being recognized of anything, no self, but he don't feel any worry. Mamattang so asangvindang natti me na sochati. He has no worries. Recognizing that there is nothing belong to me, he is not worried. So you can see, what a kind of a change, kind of a radical change has happened in his mind. Through wisdom he understood there is nothing belong to me. There is no I. There is no person. There is nothing substantial available. But he is not being shocked. He is not being worried. Through the understanding, he is not being worried. Rather, he is satisfied. He is understood. So that's why even the Arahants, so how their minds being recognized, how they are dwelling. Very beautifully mentioned in Dhammapada, Arahanta Vagga, Yassasava parikkena, ahare chanisito, sunyato animittocha vimokho yassa gocharo, akaseva sakuntanang, padang tassa durannayang. Yassasava parikkena, all the asavas, all the fetters, stains have completely faded away. Gradually, all the fetters faded away. Ahare chanisito, they have no any association with nutriments. Sunyato animittocha vimokko yassa gocharo. Now their minds associating in a way sunyata and animitta. Either signless attainment or the sunyata emptiness attainment. So that is the way the mind now behaving, keeping emptiness, signless attainments as the pasture. Akaseva sakuntanam padantasa durannayam. You know that when birds fly in the sky, can you trace their path? When they are, there are many birds are flying, but you can't see any mark in the sky. So likewise, you can't trace where the minds of the Arahant has established. So you can imagine how it happened. So their minds, unlike ours. So if you assume that you are putting a kind of an IC or something kind of a gadget onto your brain, so that your mind's establishment being traced throughout the day. So you are thinking about your children, okay, it is being recorded. You are thinking about the next life, it is being recorded. Thinking about, okay, what has happened yesterday. Thinking about petrol price, okay, it is recorded. Thinking about the news, it is recorded. So you can have all these points recorded. So very beautiful graph can be drawn. Each minute, everywhere, each and every minute. So mind being established somewhere, associating this either in the past activity, future activity, imaginations, dreams, or present moment you are attached to this and that. What you see you are attached, what you hear you are attached, you are being disturbed by this, you are being disturbed by that. Now watching the news you are being observing various things. So everything, if assume that you are being traced, all these mental locations. Very easy, nothing to worry. We can easily understand who you are, who we are. Because we can see where the mind being located. But if we put the same gadget onto an Arahant's brain, nothing is recorded. So we are like walking on the sand floor, so that each and every step being recorded. But Arahant is like walking on the sky, nothing is recorded. And on the other hand, another very interesting part mentioned here, ahare chanissito. What are the ahara, nutriments? One is the food, typical food, edible food. Even in that, there is no any kind of an attachment. There are three more types of ahara. Actually, we discussed these things in another previous occasion. Passa ahara, mano sancetana ahara, vijnana ahara. Previously, the edible food, that is the olarika, kabalinkara ahara. So, any of these nutriments, there is no any attachment in the Arahant's mind. So, whatever he see, there is no any significant contact happen, and there is no any eagerly or craving to see. There is no any craving to hear, smell, taste, touch, think. So all these six sense bases, getting food through these six sense bases, there is no such craving in the Arahant's mind. So the passa ahar, the nutriment contact, he is anisita, he is unassociating. He doesn't depending on, don't want to feed his mind through these kind of food contact. Mano sancetana ahara. And typically we are continuously giving some thoughts to the mind. We want to think. Let me think about something. And someone else may tell you, please think about it. Why don't you think about it? So you are thinking. More and more ahara, more and more thoughts. Food for thought. That's how we are telling, right? Food for thought. So our mind needs something to crunch. Always have a chewing gum. Want something. But the Arahants, no need. He doesn't want. He simply keeps the mind empty. Silence, quiet, no inner chatter, no mental proliferation. He has no such requirement. And the Vijnanahara, say the mind is very clean, clear, not established. Consciousness does not associate name and form. Typically, our consciousness is established somewhere. Say when we see a particular form, rupa, so we go and grasp, we enjoy it, we get delight in it. So the consciousness finds strongly footing there. Nama rupa is there, name and form is there, so mind get fully involved, fully entangled. And assume that your consciousness is like a blank sheet. When you are looking at the form, so this blank sheet getting filled with various forms, various beautiful, say, artwork, something like that. Say you are drawing an artwork on this empty sheet. Now slowly this become colorful, beautiful, attractive. Now that canvas completely covered. Now if you show that beautiful picture to someone, so he can't see the canvas, but he see the picture, the artwork, beautiful, attractive. So they give a gold medal for the canvas, for the picture. So similarly, our mind, when get involved with something beautiful, say through the eyes we are seeing, so slowly mind get occupied. Now you are drawing the artwork, slowly mind get occupied. Ultimately, mind is filled with what you see, fully entangled with what you see. Name and form completely occupy that canvas. Say you are hearing something, a beautiful music. Previously, suppose you are not hearing, so the blank sheet is available, given to you. Now you are hearing, okay, beautiful HR Jyotipala. HR, right? HR Jyotipala. Mohidin Bek. TM Jayaratna. Nanda Malini. So you are hearing, slowly feeling. Ranil Wickramasinghe. Some more feeling. Mahinda Rajapaksa. Okay, feeling. Fully covered. Now consciousness fully covered, responsible through the sounds. Now you can't see the clarity of the mind, rather the clarity of mind being fully occupied through the sounds. Same thing, say smells, tastes, tangibles, thoughts, imaginations, desires, so many things, feelings, say signs, perceptions, thinking, proliferations, many things. Every time what we do, we are occupying our mind. Consciousness always getting entangled. We lose the clarity. We can't maintain the empty sheet. And we feel bored if it is available. Suppose because of the practice, at a given moment, it become empty. You feel like, where am I? So someone has asked, where am I? What happened to me? So you want to feel someone. I mean, you need to find out, where am I? I mean, I need to somehow put the things back. I want to again manifest as an individual. Where have I gone? So the practice is helping us to remove this I making, mind making, self making. So practice is helping actually. Practice is working in a way. Suppose there is a artwork available and someone is being given an eraser. So he is slowly erasing the artwork. Say, what is now you are getting? Recovering? Canvas. Is it beautiful? It's empty, right? It's empty. Nothing is there. Is it clean? It is clean, right? Is there anything to get entangled? Assume that now the whole picture being cleaned out, washed out, wiped out, erased. Now what is available? Just the empty sheet. If someone is showing that, how about his mind? If he is seeing this empty sheet, empty canvas, are there any things capturing his mind? Unlikely, right? There are no objects to capture his mind. There is no any beautiful artwork to attract his mind. So if there is an artwork, he get really attracted to that. He start imagining, this is a beautiful girl, this is a beautiful colorful flower, this is a beautiful butterfly, whatever it is. So he put all these identifications, imaginations. Even he closes his eyes, now he can see the beautiful picture. But here on the opposite, so when the practice is in operation, slowly all these signs are being wiped out. All these signs, perceptions are being slowly erased. So the practice aiming that, rather than occupying the mind, now cleansing the mind, purifying the mind. Already our minds are fully occupied, fully, say, corrupted, congested. Many things are there. Like a house which is not cleaned for several years. So you have garbage many years ago. Dumping garbage several years without cleaning it. So one day your friend is coming and asks, what the hell you are doing? Better you clean this house. So you start cleaning it. Okay, throwing away all the garbage. So all the bags, throwing away. So you had something unnecessary stuff you are throwing away. Several years news you are throwing away. So likewise, suppose that you are cleaning house. And once every garbage is taken out, now you have some space in your house. Some space available. And suppose now you are keeping only a little belongings. You found it is not necessary to keep so much of things. It's a burden. I have to look after many things. So let me only keep the essential things. So one table, one chair. Because only you and say your husband only. So probably we can share the same chair. One chair is enough. One table is enough. Maybe 2 chairs, 1 table. So the space is available now in the veranda now. So once you look at it, okay, some spacious. So the mind also can become spacious. See, previously thoughts are entangled. Everything like a completely entangled thread. You can't recognize whether it belongs to past, future. Everything's like a mess. But because of the practice, you recognize one thought after another thought, one thought after another thought. Now you have a little bit of calmness, clarity. And when you are able to apply the same practice, suppose now you do Chittanupassana. Now you are looking at the mind directly. Suppose previously you were involved with Kayanupassana. And through that you were able to gain a lot of mindfulness, clear comprehension. And now you are capable of directly looking at the mind. So a lot of thoughts are coming and going. You are not promoting thinking. You are not feeding thinking. Rather, you understand these thoughts merely have the ability to come, but you are not allowing them to stay. You are not strengthening them to stay. You are not feeding them. So they have the nature to go. Since you are not feeding them, you are not strengthening them. So naturally they have the nature to pass away, go away. Now you feel more relaxed. So thoughts are there, they are coming, but you are not burdened. So you mind your own business, thoughts are coming, they are going, coming, going, coming, going. Now you feel more relaxed because you understood, okay, I don't need to bother about these thoughts. They are not that strong. They are not belong to me. I am not responsible for them. Say lustful thoughts are coming. If you are not responsible, say anger, ill will is coming. You are not responsible, then they come and go. Not staying. You are not offering a tea. Now slowly, one day, thoughts are coming and going, and you may notice a gap, a space between thought. Further you are practicing, now you recognize more space between two thoughts. Say 1 minute distance or space between two thoughts. Say later you understand, okay, one thought came and gone, now no thought. So are you worried? Do you need a thought? How about having no thoughts? Absence of thoughts. So that's why, you need to understand slowly. When it is happening like that, step by step, gradually, you can understand, okay, nothing to worry. I don't need to worry about having no thought. So having no thought is not going mad or going to dementia. Rather, it's a clarity of mind. That's a spaciousness of the mind. Like you clean the house. Now consciousness is not entangled in name and form. There are no signs to get entangled. Signs may appear, say you remember your son, your daughter, your mother, your father, your husband, your wife. A thought, a sign may appear, but you are not strengthening that. Say you have the wisdom to recognize it as a sign, sanya. Then it fades away. So again the clarity of mind available. Again the spaciousness of the mind available. Purity of the mind available. You promote that now. You appreciate that rather than being afraid. You appreciate the absence of thoughts, absence of signs, clarity of mind. You appreciate. Now you simply dwell in it. So no inner chatter, you dwell in it. Suppose now you are doing it. During the sitting, say you are able to establish there. Now slowly you are enhancing it. Say 20 minutes now you have no thoughts, no signs. If thoughts are coming, they are like coming very faded away, diluted in the background. They can't penetrate now. So you are very much like preparing kind of a cocoon. With time, all these, whatever the disturbance, go far away. Now you have kind of a freedom. So your area of freedom become expanded. Whatever the disturbance become more and more weakened. So the clarity is more consolidated. Purity is more consolidated. So you are dwelling there now. You are dwelling in emptiness now. Nothing is there. So don't ask anything. Don't doubt about it. So the moment you doubt about it, you are asking for problem. You are asking for trouble. Just be happy, contented, having Nothing. So if you create an I, then you are out. If you are asking for thoughts, you are out. If you want to do something, you are out. If you want to become someone, you are out. Say you see something and your mind get attracted to that, again establish, you are out. Rather, even though now you say you are going to the walking meditation, now you see something, but slowly mind is not interested about it. So that naturally has to happen. It is not that you are strongly holding the mind, not allowing it to go out. Rather, you are freely looking at it. With a relaxed mind, you may be looking at it, but mind itself remaining calm, not entangled, not taking things inside. Now mind has that capacity. Mind want that seclusion. Mind appreciate that seclusion. Mind appreciate that purity, clarity. It doesn't mean that you become dumb, deaf, or blind. You can see everything, can hear everything. Faculties are sharp, pleasant, active. Mind is clean, clear. So this is the direction that Buddha is pointing out. Now, say you are able to maintain that kind of a pure mind for 1 hour. During that time, that gadget was assumed that it is implanted on your brain. What is being recorded there? Nothing is there. You can't find out a location where the mind is established. Because your mind is not associating a rupa, a sight, sound, smell, taste. Does that mean you can't see them? You can see. But you are not purposely looking and establishing there, not getting entangled there. You are not adhering to that. Rather, you can softly see it. But mind is not involved. Mind is maintaining its clarity, safeguarding its clarity, protecting its clarity. You are not losing the clarity. So, that's why we can say, now if you are able to understand this kind of practice, now slowly mind it is not you basically, it is not I, but the mind itself will understand, okay, so this should be the path. So now it's a complete shift of understanding. Previously your mind wants something, every time it wants something, want to hold something, grasp something. But now it doesn't want anything, doesn't want to grasp, doesn't want to establish. Rather, it likes to be free, not entangled, clean, spacious, unattached, not established. So now a clear shift has happened within the mind. Now Buddha mentioned, okay, now you got to train further. You need morality further. You need to have this clarity further. You need to have wisdom further, because still this clarity is not permanent. Whenever lust is available, whenever greed is available, whenever aversion is available, ill will is available, delusion is available, you are prone to get attached. You are prone to get entangled. You are subjected to get entangled. Still some threat is available, risk is available. So you better careful. So that is how, in a way, person properly understand the value of morality, properly understand the value of samadhi, properly understand the value of wisdom. He himself now understand. Previously you may believe, you may trust, you have faith, but now Only he himself understood, okay, I need to maintain morality, otherwise my mind start little shaky, crowded. But if I am maintaining morality, then I have more confidence. I feel more worthy. I deserve further development. So that kind of a positive atmosphere happens because of morality. Say the samadhi is not now you are focusing onto a particular thing. There is no thing right now. Nothing right now. But mind is collected. So you can see what a kind of a shift has happened in the samadhi. So previously you are trying to focus onto a particular thing. Say to a breath you are trying to focus. To rising you are trying to focus. To a sensation you are trying to focus. To a feeling you are trying to focus. To a thought you are trying to focus. So you need sharp mindfulness, sharp attention. But with practice you understand how they are coming and going, arising, passing away, and all these things are happening. Now mind has where to focus? What is there to focus? Nothing is there to focus. So where the mind is established? Nowhere. Does that mean mind is constantly getting distracted? No. I mean, you can understand, you need to understand what we are talking here. Previously, so when you are not mindful, when you are not into development, when you are not into meditation, vipassana, so if you allow the mind to behave as it like, so how its behavior? So it's going and attaching to this and that and jumping, it's a mad monkey. But now, just simply keeping the mind unoccupied, unestablished, so where it is going? Probably, sometimes because of the delusion, unmindfulness, say greed, hatred, delusion, again sometimes go and attach with past incidents, future things and all these things. That is what we need to further cleanse, further address, further purify. But when you are successful, nothing is there. So mind remains unestablished but collected, not distracted. So the samadhi is the definition you have to change now. It is a kind of collectedness of the mind, kind of an awareness, kind of field of awareness. So you are maintaining a field of awareness. It is so clear, like a clean A4 sheet. So the mind is very transparent. Whatever happens, you can quickly trace. So that is the samadhi. That is the collectedness of the mind we are talking now. That is needed, by the way. That is required for you to further develop. If such kind of clarity of mind is available, then immediately whenever a thought arises, whenever a defilement arises, you can quickly recognize. Whenever eye-making happens, you can quickly recognize. Whenever conceit arises, you can quickly recognize. Whenever self-view happens, you can recognize. So that is why the clarity is required. So you understand, okay, this clarity is something I need is further. Samadhi is therefore necessary. So wisdom further necessary because still the probability is there, you sometimes get deluded. You sometimes still make I. Sometimes still you make a person, individual. So still some further purification has to happen. Wisdom has to further grow. To completely let go of all the acquisitions. So the wisdom is also necessary. So that's why Buddha mentioned, you coming to the path now, coming to the stream. Now only one may recognize, okay, you are a stream winner. Because you come to the stream. What is the stream? Noble Eightfold Path. Sila, Samadhi, Panya. So very beautiful, you can see how Buddha giving us the message. Now a person, a practitioner may understand, okay, now this is the way to handle it. It's the way to continue. I need to further restrain based on Sila, Samadhi, Panya. Still the probability, the risk is available even though I have a temporary freedom. So time to time, because of the practice, you feel freedom. At that time, you feel relaxed, calm, quiet, no inner chatter, no stress. purified. But till asavas are available, again you get entangled. Again mind get occupied. Again you get angry. Again you get greedy. Again get deluded. So that's why we need to continue the path. That's why it takes time. You can't do it in a rush. Now it's a matter of carefully recognize. It's unlike before. Now it's a matter of carefully doing it. Understanding how eye-making happens. Understanding how mind-making happens. Understanding slowly, carefully how defilements further trying to trick you. And slowly abandoning even that kind of an opportunity, not giving that opportunity. Maintaining the clarity. Suppose now if one becomes an arahant, so that's why Buddha mentioned here, Sunyato lokang avekkasu, Mogharaja sada sato. Now he look at the world as empty. Because he himself can't find a self within himself. So we have to use the terms himself because otherwise we can't communicate. So within him, so the body he can't find as a person. Feelings he can't find as a person. Perception, signs he can't find as a person. Thoughts he can't find as a person. Consciousness is not established, he can't find as a person. So he is complete, continuous scrutiny about himself. Now he can't find a person, self, individual. And he can apply the same understanding to another person now. Then how can he find a person there? If there is no person here, there can't be a person there. Then how that person think he as a person? Now say you are a practitioner and you understood something, there is no person here, there is no self here. Say another person, your friend, he is trying to defend himself as a person. Why? So you can understand, okay, there are various thoughts arising in him, defilements arising in him. He being carried by that. He being driven by that. He is victimized to that. So he is trying to defend him as a person, as an individual, or his view. So you can understand how he manifests as a person based upon defilements. And how you also did that foolish task some time ago. But you are now trying to minimize it. Even though you can't be completely perfect yet, sometimes you also get entangled. You also get carried away like that. But sometimes you are able to handle it without making a person, without making a self. Now you understand, okay, when I have ignorance, I make a person. When I have avijja, I do sankhara. I do a lot of preparations. I do a lot of formations. Again, consciousness gets entangled to the name and form. Again, now I start operating through six sense bases. Again, now I take various, food through the faculties. Again, I get the feelings. Again, I get craving. Again, I become, ultimately suffer. So you see how the Patisamuppada operate within the mind, time to time, due to various incidents. When we are ignorantly facing with these incidents, then you understand how we appear as a person, we prepare a person, we manifest as a person. But on the other hand, when you are able to have wisdom, avoid that type of ignorance, then you are able to slowly minimize it. Allow it to fade away. Say craving, so the becoming fading away, so you are not becoming someone, not becoming something. You are not grasping, not craving. You are not operating through the greed using the faculties. Sorry? Yeah, that is eye making. So now you are going to a opposite direction of the Patisamuppada. So the moment that we are not making, or rather the moment we are not ignorant, the moment we have wisdom, then I am not making an ego. not making a self. So that process, the making part, construction part, absent, not available. So in order to make I, you need to grasp, you need to become. So without grasping, you can't make I. So that's a rule. So that's a very beautiful incident happened. Venerable Ananda, with a lot of gratitude, he mentioned to the other monks, to the other fellow monks, he's telling also, when I get ordained as a Navaka, as a novice monk, so Venerable Mantaniputta was really helpful to me. He told me a very big lesson. He taught me a very big lesson. He mentioned, Upadayatiko auso asmiti hoti no anupadaya. I am happens because of clinging, grasping. I am cannot happen without grasping. So you can see, if strong I is prepared, happen within you, you should be able to trace some kind of grasping underneath. Should be available. If you are grasping to a form, if you are grasping to a feeling, perception, formations, consciousness, whatever it is, it should happen for you to have a self-view, a personality view, an individual. You manifest as a person because you should have grasped something. If the grasping is not available, not present, you can't have I. So that is a great lesson. Punna Mantaniputta as a Kalyana Mitra taught me during my first early stages of monkhood. With a lot of gratitude, Venerable Ananda is telling later time to the other monks. So we can take the same lesson. So when I-making, mind-making happens, probably you can trace to which am I grasped, to which am I craved, established. So we should be able to trace. Without it, no I-making, mind-making. So Buddha mentioned, Sunyato lokang avekkansu. Now, when you have all these understanding coming through the wisdom, concentration, morality and all these things, now you are trying to look at the world in that angle, with that proper view, samadhi. Now you are looking at the world like that. Like Venerable Adimutta mentioned, Tinakatta samang lokang. Yada panyaya passati. Through the wisdom he is seeing, this world is like grass and wood. There is nothing substantial. There is no core. There is no hard wood. Even though people try to manifest as an individual person, it's empty. And he sees it through continuous mindfulness. He is living in the present moment. He has wisdom, coming the support of wisdom. And see, because of that ignorance, when that, what is Sampada operate in that ignorant path, they prepare a self, they create a self, they manifest as a self. But say, you are applying the same teaching to you, when I am operating with wisdom, there is no self. I can simply live without any stress. Attanuditting uhacca. So you are now slowly uprooting the self-view. Again and again, sometimes mind is trying to trick you and prepare a self, but now you are able to trace that, how mind is trying to trick you. And you are able to quickly recognize that. Say you did something good on yesterday. And now, after some time, say today, you are remembering that, and mind is now trying to trick you. Okay, you did that beautifully, right? Say others were really happy. Your husband was really happy because you prepare very delicious food. So he praised you. He ate a little bit more on yesterday. Say your child was quite happy because you as a mother, as a father, has done something on yesterday. So your children were appreciating you. So you are thinking that today. You did that maybe yesterday. Say, I delivered a Dhamma sermon yesterday. So before coming here, so I was thinking. Yesterday I was telling something, that Venerable Mogharaja asking a Mara question. So you were a little, happy about it. So certain thoughts came to me, when I was telling that, they were happy. So if I am promoting that, so then I can make a self. So I have attracted you. So you were impressed by my way of teaching. So I can use that as a way to manifest as a person, as a, say, great teacher. Wow. So I have to be careful. I mean, even when we are teaching, we have to be careful. When the audience is quite attracted, they are putting all their ears, eyes are fully to me, then there's a higher possibility I can manifest as a great person, as a great teacher. So then I am, mama ඇඳ ගන්නවා then. So I am being assuming then as a person. So then I am going back. So these thoughts may come and try to trick me. So actually we can say like this. Previously, suppose we were doing a lot of unwholesome deeds and we were making a self. And with Dhamma, now we are minimizing that and now we do a lot of wholesome deeds. Can that stop altogether making a self? Even the wholesome deeds now making a self. Now we need to be careful from wholesome deeds. We need to continue doing it, but should not allow making a self through wholesome deeds now. So I am delivering a Dhamma sermon. That is the great, say, service. But I need to be careful not to make a self using that now. So you can understand what a teaching that Buddha is giving us, you see. Even through wholesome deeds, there is a higher possibility that you can manifest as a person. A great preacher, a great teacher. You can become a person. You can show off, you can highlight, you can boast. Those thoughts may come to the mind, maybe at a later time. So I should be very careful, not promoting that, not getting deluded by that. If I get deluded, then I have to protect myself. I have to protect reputation. I have to protect my reputation. Say, if someone is attacking that, say someone has prepared a YouTube video and they are publishing, and so they are attacking my reputation. Say I've been troubled, I've been disturbed. So all these years I have manifested as a good monk, now they are tarnishing the image. So you've been disturbed. Because I am trying to manifest as a person, a good teacher, a good monk. Even the good side, in a way, helping us to make a self-image. I mean, very, very, very tricky in a way, very complicated in that sense. Not easy in that sense. So that's why, Attanuditting uhacca evam machu tarosya. Evam lokang avekkantang machu rajana pasati. But if you are very successful, if you are very skillful, you are very intelligent, very wise, then you are not even allowing that to happen. You are not making any self as much as possible. You are avoiding that, not making self. When someone is attacking you, so what is there to hurt then? There is no place to hurt. There is no one to hurt. So till there is one available to indicate as a person, highlight as a person, still you may get troubled. You may get disturbed. You may get upset. But if there is no one here, simply Dhammata is simply operating. Even they praise, you are not being uplifted. Even they blame, you are not being disturbed. So that's why Buddha mentioned to those monks, when they want to leave the country, the town, so Buddha mentioned, Pusanti passa upading paticca nirupading kena pusayum passa. So all these contacts happen when the acquisitions are available, upadis are available. You have various threads, various supports to manifest as a person. To those supports, those accusations, those abusive speech coming and hitting. So you take it personally, then you get hurt. But nirupading, so if you have no such thing, you are not manifesting as any person, no individual, they are coming but no place to hit. Nirupading kena pusayum passa. So the Buddha is giving a great lesson there for us to become nirupadi, have nothing to represent, no acquisitions. You are not being nobody. Mind is established as nowhere. In other terms, in sunyata. Your mind is dwelling in emptiness. That's why for the Arahants it is beautifully mentioned that their location of the mind, their path of the mind can't be traced. Like how birds, when birds are flying in the sky, so their path can't be traced. So the manifestation of the mind of an Arahant, establishment of the mind of the Arahant can't be traced. Okay, with that I like to conclude today's Dhamma sermon, and thank you very much for attentive listening. So today also we have a small sharing of merits. Today breakfast and dana, dawal dana were offered by Nirmali and Manohara Pallevatta, son and daughter. Okay, Manohara, son and daughter, to confer merit to their departed parents, Mr. P. Pallevatta and Mrs. Sumana Malini Dayas Ratnatunga Pallevatta, and all departed relatives and friends. Blessings to Harshini and Manisha, Samarajiva, and all organizers of this retreat who contributed and helped in this effort. May all yogis and others who are striving on the path have the strength, courage, and wisdom to continue and achieve their goals. So today also we spend fair amount of time developing mindfulness, concentration, wisdom, and we were protecting our morality. So with that, all the merits that we have accrued, we share with all the past relatives, with all the celestial beings, and whoever in need of merits. And we wish these merits help us also to understand Buddha's teaching and to realize path, fruition, nibbana. While keeping these good wishes in our mind, let's recite the traditional verses. Ettavatacham hehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya. Ettavatacham hehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya. Ettavatacham hehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya. Akasattha ca bummattha devanaga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu sasanang. Akasattha ca bummattha devanaga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu desanang. Akasattha ca bummattha devanaga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu mamparang. Idang vo ñātīnaṁ hotu sukita hontu ñātayo. Idang vo ñātīnaṁ hotu sukita hontu ñātayo. Idang vo ñātīnaṁ hotu sukita hontu ñātayo. Imina punya kammena mami bala samagamo. Satang samagamo hotu yāva nibbāna pattiya. Imina punya kammena mami bala samagamo. Satang samagamo hotu yāva nibbāna pattiya. Imina punya kammena mami bala samagamo. Satang samagamo hotu yāva nibbāna pattiya. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.